The story follows a boy whose entire life changes when a wizard gives him incredible powers. We start in Philadelphia, where we meet Billy, a street-smart kid. He tricks two police officers and locks them inside a store, then uses their car computer to search for information about his mom, Rachel Batson. When Billy was little, he got separated from his mother at a fair, and ever since then he's been trying to find her. He finally tracks down an address and goes there, but the woman living there isn't his mom, just someone with the same last name. Right then, the police show up and take him back to his social worker, Glover. Billy has already run away from 16 foster homes. Glover tries to explain that families are trying to give him a better life, but Billy refuses. He says, "I don't want to play house with fake families. My real mom is out there somewhere." Glover tells him the truth. If she cared, she would have looked for you. Then she introduces him to a new foster family, Victor and Rosa, who take care of several kids. With no other option, Billy agrees to go with them. At their home, Billy meets the other kids. There's Eugene, who loves video games. Darla, a sweet and talkative girl who hugs everyone. She's instantly excited to meet Billy. Mary, who's about to go to college. Pedro, who mostly keeps to himself. And then there's Freddy, a quirky kid with a disabled leg who talks non-stop. Rosa leaves Billy with Freddy, who starts showing him his stuff. Freddy is obsessed with superheroes, especially Superman. He even has a bullet that bounced off Superman. He tells Billy, "You're quiet, but I think you'll like it here." The next day, they all go to school. Darla runs up and hugs Billy, but Billy pushes her away and says, "I'm not your real brother." That hurts her deeply. Meanwhile, we're shown a boy named Thad, who's traveling with his father and brother during Christmas. While playing with a toy in the back seat, he notices strange symbols on it, and suddenly, his father and brother disappear. The car arrives at a mysterious place, the Rock of Eternity. Thad steps out and enters a cave, where he meets an ancient wizard named Shazam. Shazam tells him that he is the last of a council of wizards, and his duty is to protect the world from the 7 deadly sins: lust, sloth, pride, wrath, greed, gluttony, and envy. But now he's old, and he needs a worthy successor. Thad eagerly asks for the powers. Shazam tells him, "I can give you my magic, but first you must prove your heart is pure." But then the imprisoned sins start whispering to Thad, tempting him with power. They manipulate him, and he begins trying to free them. Shazam immediately stops him and says, "You are not worthy," and sends him back. Thad suddenly finds himself back in the car and starts screaming that he deserves the power. This distracts his father, and the car crashes. Thad and his brother survive, but their father is badly injured and becomes permanently disabled. His brother blames Thad for everything. Years pass. Now grown up, Thad, known as Dr. Sivana, becomes obsessed. He builds an entire research lab, determined to find the Rock of Eternity again and free the 7 deadly sins. Meanwhile, Sivana Industries is searching all over the world for people who were once tested by the wizard Shazam. Dr. Crosby is interviewing a woman who once encountered the wizard. The woman explains that when she was taken there, the wizard tested her and she saw 7 statues, each one trying to tempt her into doing something wrong. Sivana asks her about the symbols. She says she doesn't know much about them, but she does have a video from that moment, when everything started changing. Sivana asks for the video, and she sends it to him. When he watches it, he notices something important. The same symbols appear on her alarm clock, the exact ones he saw that night as a child. That's when Sivana finally understands how he reached the Rock of Eternity. He goes into his secret room, and Dr. Crosby secretly follows him. She's shocked seeing all the strange artifacts in the room. When she asks what all this is, Sivana explains, "For years I thought the symbols were wrong. That's why the door never opened. But today, when I saw all 7 symbols repeating in sequence on that clock, I realized the pattern." He writes the full sequence onto a door. Crosby dismisses it as nonsense, but suddenly, the spell activates. The moment she touches the door, she turns to dust. Sivana opens the door and finally returns to the Rock of Eternity. The wizard Shazam is now very old and still hasn't found a worthy successor. He recognizes Sivana immediately, the same boy from years ago. Sivana says, "I've waited for this moment my entire life," and then he frees the orb containing the 7 deadly sins. Shazam tries to stop him, but he's too weak now. The sins escape and enter Sivana's body through his eye. Shazam warns him, "They will use you. You're nothing but a vessel for them. Through you, they'll destroy the world." But Sivana replies, "How will you ever find someone pure when no one truly is?" Then he attacks Shazam and sends him flying. Meanwhile, Freddy is talking to Billy about superheroes. He asks, "If you had powers, what would you choose?" But Billy ignores him and walks away. After school, Freddy gets hit by a car driven by 2 bullies, and they start attacking him. Seeing this, Billy gets angry and jumps in to defend him. But the bullies turn on Billy too. Billy runs away and manages to escape by jumping onto a subway train. But suddenly, those same mysterious symbols start appearing inside the train. Billy is confused and scared. Then the train suddenly stops, and Billy is transported to the Rock of Eternity. There, the wizard Shazam speaks to him. "I know your name, Billy Batson." Billy is surprised. "How do you know me?" Shazam explains that he is the last of the Wizard Council, and that this place is the source of all magic. He tells Billy about the 7 deadly sins, and how a previous champion once misused the power and unleashed destruction on the world. Since then, Shazam has sworn to give his power only to someone truly good, and now you are my last hope. He tells Billy to take the staff and say his name. Billy hesitates, but Shazam insists, "My brothers were killed by those sins. Their thrones are empty. I need a successor." Finally, Billy agrees. He grabs the staff and says the word Shazam. Lightning strikes, and Billy transforms. He now has the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury. Billy looks at himself in shock. "What happened to me?" Shazam tells him, "This is your true form. The more you act with heart, the stronger you'll become." But right after saying this, the wizard turns to dust. Billy panics. He throws the staff and suddenly finds himself back in the train. People around him stare at his superhero suit and start laughing at him. Victor and Rosa are worried sick about Billy. He's been missing for a long time. Eugene even tries searching for him on social media but finds nothing. Meanwhile, Billy shows up outside Freddy's window. Freddy sees him in his new form and gets scared at first. But Billy convinces him. "It's me, Billy." He explains that someone gave him powers and that he needs Freddy's help. Freddy comes outside, still unsure. So he asks, "If you're really Billy, prove it." Billy says, "I stole your Superman bullet." Then he shows it to him. That's when Freddy finally believes him. Freddy touches Billy's suit and electricity sparks from it. He gets super excited and asks, "So what are your powers?" Billy shrugs. "I don't know yet." Freddy tells him to try flying. Billy tries, but fails. He tries turning invisible. Nothing. But suddenly, electricity shoots out of his hands. Both of them are amazed. They head to a park to test his powers. While testing, they notice a thief trying to snatch a woman's purse. Billy rushes in and stops him. That's when they realize he has super speed. The woman gets scared seeing his powers and just hands him some money before running away. Later, Billy and Freddy go to a store to buy snacks, but suddenly 2 robbers enter to loot the place. They hide at first. Freddy tells Billy, "You're a superhero now. Do something." So Billy steps forward. The robbers start shooting at him, but the bullets don't affect him at all. His body is completely bulletproof. Freddy gets excited and tells them to shoot again, while recording everything. Billy beats up the robbers easily and throws them out. Then they casually grab snacks and leave. Back at home, Rosa is still worried about Billy. Victor tries to comfort her. He says, "When we were kids, we ran away too. Even Mary did when she first came here. But a house doesn't become a home just by calling it one. It becomes a home when you accept it." Meanwhile, Billy and Freddy are sitting outside, eating chips. Freddy says, "We should go home. There's no crime happening right now." Billy replies, "How can I go home dressed like this?" Freddy says, "We don't even have a secret base yet. So yeah, we're going home." They sneak back into the house quietly, but Rosa hears Billy's voice and starts coming upstairs. Billy panics and accidentally runs into Darla's room. Darla screams, but Billy quickly covers her mouth. Freddy says, "You're just scaring her more." So Billy explains everything. "A wizard called me to a temple and told me to say Shazam, and I turned into this." As soon as he says Shazam, he transforms back into his normal self. That's when they realize saying Shazam switches his form. Freddy tells Darla, "You have to keep this a secret. If any villain finds out, they always go after the hero's family first." Darla understands and agrees to keep it secret. At Sivana Industries, Thad walks into a board meeting where his father is present. He looks at him and says, "Do you remember that night in the car? I told you I saw something, but you didn't believe me. You and Sid blamed me, said if I hadn't shouted, you wouldn't be in a wheelchair today." Then Thad reveals his powers. He grabs Sid and throws him out of the window. Everyone in the room is terrified. Then Thad releases the 7 deadly sins, and they attack everyone in the meeting, killing them brutally. His father begs, "Please, I'll give you anything you want." But Thad replies, "You think your company is power. What I have is real power, more than you or anyone could ever have." Just then, the sins tell him there's someone else, more powerful than you. The wizard has found a champion. So before he learns to use his powers, we must destroy him. After that, Thad kills his father and walks away. Meanwhile, back at school, Billy and Freddy decide to get revenge on the bullies. They destroy their car and then skip school. After that, they start training Billy's powers. Freddy records everything, testing his strength, speed, and abilities, and uploads the videos online. Soon, people start calling Billy Red Cyclone, since they don't have a better name yet. They even start using his powers for fun, taking money from ATMs and buying whatever they want. They enjoy themselves without thinking about consequences. They even try to buy a secret base, but can't find anything suitable. The next day at school, the bullies start bothering Freddy again. Freddy warns them, "If you mess with me, my best friend will destroy you. You've probably heard of him." They laugh at him. "You mean Red Cyclone? He doesn't even know you. Half the school doesn't even know you." Freddy replies, "He knows me, and I can call him anytime. He'll be here tomorrow at lunch." The bullies say, "If he doesn't show up, you're done." Billy doesn't like this at all. He tells Freddy, "I wanted to keep my identity secret, so people close to me stay safe." Freddy responds, "These powers are just as much mine as they are yours. Billy disagrees and walks away. Later that night, the whole family is having dinner together. They start talking about the new superhero. Victor asks everyone what they think. Eugene says he doesn't do anything big, just charges people's phones. That gives Freddy an opening, and he says, yeah, and he's not even grateful for the powers he has. This turns into an argument between Billy and Freddy, but no one else knows Billy is actually the hero. Billy gets upset and leaves the table. The next day, on the way to school, Billy tells Freddy, what's the point of going to school now, and starts walking away. Freddy asks, at least come for lunch, but Billy ignores him and leaves. Later, Billy is taking selfies with people when he suddenly sees Mary about to get hit by a truck. He rushes in and saves her just in time. He asks, Mary, are you okay? Mary is shocked. How do you know my name? Billy replies, I have superpowers. Then he asks her, why do you look sad? Didn't you get into college? Mary says, I did, but I don't want to leave my family. I can't live without them. Billy responds, family is for people who can't take care of themselves, and you can. And then he walks away. Back at school, all the students are waiting for Red Cyclone to show up, but Billy never comes. And because of that, everyone starts making fun of Freddy. He gets angry, but there's nothing he can do. Billy is putting on a lightning show in front of a crowd, showing off his powers. Just then, Freddy shows up and gets angry. You said you'd come, but Billy shrugs and says, I'm a superhero now. Freddy fires back, you're not helping people, you're just taking money from them. Billy ignores him and keeps showing off, but suddenly, one of his lightning strikes hits a bus. The tire explodes and the bus goes out of control, falling off a bridge. Seeing this, Billy rushes in. He feels guilty, knowing this happened because of him. The bus starts falling, but Billy manages to catch it mid-air. With all his strength, he slowly lowers it down, saving everyone inside. People thank him, and he becomes a hero in their eyes. Freddy walks up. Billy says proudly, did you see that? I saved everyone. No one else could have done that. Freddy replies, yeah, you can take selfies, ask for money, but that's about it. Billy snaps back. You're just jealous. Freddy admits, yeah, I am, because I'd do anything to have what you have, but at least I'd use it right. Billy gets annoyed. Don't tell me what to do. I can do whatever I want. Freddy walks away. Just then, Sivana appears. He looks at Billy and says, what did that old wizard see in you that made you worthy? Billy asks, what do you want? Sivana answers, I want your power. And then, he attacks. He beats Billy badly, then drags him high up into the sky and drops him. Billy panics, but as he falls, he finally manages to fly. For the first time, it works. He's excited, but Sivana shows up again and continues attacking him. Billy tries to escape, but Sivana keeps catching him and beating him over and over. With no other option, Billy says, Shazam, and turns back into his normal self. He blends into the crowd and escapes. Meanwhile, Freddy is out looking for Billy, but Sivana sees on the news that Freddy is always with the hero, so he captures Freddy and starts questioning him about Billy. Billy returns home. Victor and Rosa are angry. They've found out he's been skipping school and dragging Freddy into trouble too. Downstairs, the other kids are watching the news. They realize that Freddy is always seen with the superhero. Mary remembers when the hero saved her. He knew her name. That's when everything clicks. Billy is the hero. Darla gets excited and says, finally, you guys figured it out. They all go to Billy and confront him. He says, I'm not really a hero. Then Eugene tells him, I found your notebook. You've been searching for your mom all this time. I'm not a hacker or anything. I just learned online. I accessed some records and found her address. She lives just 2 stations away. You couldn't find her because she changed her last name. Hearing this, Billy immediately runs to find her. Victor and Rosa follow him, but at the same time, Sivana arrives at their house with Freddy. Billy reaches the address, and finally, he finds his mother, but she doesn't recognize him. Billy says, I'm your son. He hugs her, but she pulls away. She's remarried now. Billy explains, I didn't run away, I got lost. His mother says, I know, I saw you after you were found. Billy is confused and heartbroken. Then she reveals the truth. I was only 17 back then. My father threw me out, and your dad walked away from responsibility. When I saw you with the police, I realized they could take better care of you than I ever could. So, I left you there. Billy is left completely shattered. His mother tells him, it looks like you're doing fine now, and I can't talk to you anymore. Billy quietly replies, I just wanted to meet you and tell you that I'm okay. Then he says, I should go. My real family must be waiting for me. And he leaves. Just then, Billy gets a call from Freddy, but it's Sivana on the line. He says, come home now. Billy hears everyone screaming in the background. He runs to the rooftop, says Shazam, and rushes back home in his superhero form. He confronts Sivana. Let my family go. Sivana replies, come inside first, then I'll let them go. Billy walks in. Sivana says, give me your power, and I'll spare them. Then he takes Billy to the Rock of Eternity and tells him to transfer his powers using the staff. But suddenly, Billy's foster siblings arrive and attack Sivana. They actually manage to hurt him. But as soon as the sins return into his body, his wounds heal instantly. Billy jumps in, attacks Sivana, and throws him away. Then they all try to escape, but the door they came through is now closed. They start searching for another way out. They reach a place filled with multiple doors, but when they open them, different different kinds of monsters come out, so they quickly shut them again. Darla asks Billy, "How did you get out last time?" Billy says, "I thought about the train, and it took me back." So he focuses, and suddenly, all of them are transported back to the city, but Sivana follows them there too. Billy takes everyone to a carnival, but people start recording him because of his superhero identity. So Billy says Shazam, and turns back into his normal self, but the lightning gives away his location, and Sivana arrives. To draw Billy out, Sivana starts attacking innocent people. Billy tells Freddy, "I have to face him." Freddy warns him, "He's filled with those monsters. You don't even fully understand your powers yet." Billy replies, "A real hero is someone who sacrifices for his family," and steps forward to fight. Sivana releases all the Sins, and they attack Billy and his friends. Billy tries to fight them, but they're too powerful. The Sins capture all 5 of his siblings. Now Billy has no choice. He surrenders. Sivana tells him to take the staff. The Sins return back into Sivana's body. At that moment, Billy remembers what the wizard said. "If you act with heart, your powers will grow. The thrones of my brothers are empty." That's when Billy gets an idea. He grabs the staff from Sivana and throws it away. Then he calls his siblings. "Grab it." All 5 of them hold the staff together and say Shazam. Lightning strikes, and all of them transform into superheroes. Billy has just shared his powers. Then he breaks the magical staff. Sivana gets furious. He releases 6 of the 7 Sins and sends them to attack. Freddy shouts, "Go for his eye." That's where the last one is. If it comes out, he'll become normal. Billy moves in to attack, while Freddy and the others fight off the 6 Sins, holding them back. Billy keeps trying to defeat Sivana, but he's still too strong because one sin is still inside him, envy. So Billy comes up with a plan. He starts provoking Envy, saying the other 6 are out there fighting because they're strong, but you're just weak. That makes Envy furious. It leaves Sivana's body and attacks Billy directly. Billy quickly says Shazam, switching forms. The lightning hits Envy, turning it into a smoky form. At the same time, Sivana starts falling from the sky, but Billy transforms back and saves him, bringing him safely down to the carnival. Envy is still angry and rushes toward them, but before it can reach, Billy pulls the magical orb out of Sivana's eye. All the Sins get sucked back into it, and Sivana turns back into a normal human. Everyone is relieved. People cheer and thank Billy and the other heroes. After that, Billy and his siblings return to the Rock of Eternity. They place the orb back in its place, and the 7 deadly sins are once again sealed inside their statues. Then Freddy gets an idea. They turn the Rock of Eternity into their secret headquarters. Back home, Billy finally accepts his foster family as his real family. Victor and Rosa are truly happy. The next day at school, kids are still making fun of Freddy, and no one wants to sit with him. But then Darla and the others join him at lunch, and suddenly, Billy shows up in his superhero form. He tells everyone, "Freddy is my mentor and my best friend. He's the one who taught me everything." And then he brings Superman with him. Everyone is completely shocked, and that's where the movie ends. In the post-credits scene, we see Sivana in prison. He's drawing symbols all over the walls, trying to figure out the magic, but nothing works. Then suddenly, a voice speaks to him. It's a caterpillar, the same one that was locked in a glass case at the Rock of Eternity. Now free, it introduces itself as Mr. Mind, a master of telepathy and mind control. He tells Sivana, "Together, we can cause chaos and rule the world." Sivana smiles. In the end credits scene, Billy tries to talk to fish like Aquaman, just like Freddy suggested, but it doesn't work. And with that, the story finally comes to an end. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.